Hello and welcome. Let me ask you a question, and please be honest with yourself. Does the ground sometimes feel a little unreliable under your feet? Maybe a bit soft or mushy, as if you're walking on a plush carpet even when you're on a hard floor? Or perhaps you've had that heart-stopping moment where you feel yourself start to tip, that sudden lurch that sends a jolt of adrenaline through your body. If any of that sounds familiar, I want you to know two things. First, you are not alone. And second, you have come to the right place today. There's a statistic that gets mentioned a lot, and for good reason. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, more than 1 out of every 4 adults over the age of 65 experiences a fall each year. That makes falling the #1 leading cause of injuries for this age group. But here's the problem with that statistic. It's often presented like a weather forecast, as if it's some inevitable storm that's just bound to happen. And if you've ever found yourself thinking, well, feeling unsteady is just a part of getting older, I am here today to respectfully but firmly challenge that idea. Believing that myth is like willingly giving away a piece of your own power, a piece of your independence. The truth, which has been proven by research and countless personal stories, is that balance is a skill. And like any skill, it can be practiced, it can be honed, and it can be significantly improved, no matter your age. What we're going to do over the next few minutes is give you a clear, safe, and incredibly effective path to do just that. This isn't about risky acrobatics or exercises that make you feel more anxious than you already are. This is the From a Chair Balance Routine, a complete 10-minute program with 3 distinct levels designed to meet you exactly where you are today and help you build true, lasting confidence. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. A 10-minute workout with 3 whole levels? It might sound a little bit like a gimmick, like something that promises too much, too fast. But I want to address that head-on. The latest science in health and fitness is confirming something remarkable. Short, consistent bursts of activity are often just as effective, if not more so, for improving our health and fitness than longer, grueling workouts that we only do once in a while. The key isn't the duration of a single session. It's the consistency of the practice. What we're building today is a simple, repeatable habit that you can easily weave into your daily life. And we're going to do it using a simple, powerful piece of equipment that you already have in your home, a sturdy chair. For too long, the chair has been seen as a symbol of rest or even weakness. Today, we're going to reframe that. I want you to start thinking of this chair as your personal balance coach. It's your support system, your safety net, and your progression tool, all in one. It's here to support you as you get stronger, and as we'll see, it's a remarkably versatile tool for building stability. In fact, numerous systematic reviews, which are studies of studies, have confirmed that chair-based exercises are highly effective for improving both balance and strength in older adults. So here's our plan. We will move logically through 3 levels. Level 1 is called Seated Stability Builders. Then we'll move to Level 2, Supported Standing Progressions. And finally, for those who feel ready, we'll explore Level 3, Unsupported Balance Challenges. And throughout this entire process, I'll explain the why behind every single move, so you understand exactly how it's helping you build a more stable, more confident you. And a quick but very important reminder, I am not a doctor, and this video is for informational purposes only. The information shared here is based on publicly available research from trusted institutions, but you should always consult with your personal physician or a physical therapist before starting any new exercise program, especially if you have pre-existing conditions, injuries, or a history of serious falls. They know your unique health situation and can give you the best possible advice. Your safety is and always will be the top priority. All right, are you ready? Find a sturdy, stable chair, one without wheels, please, and place it where you have a little bit of room to move. Let's begin this journey to reclaiming your confidence, one steady step at a time. We begin in our safe harbor, Level 1, Seated Stability Builders. Please, have a seat. Sit toward the front half of the chair so your back is not resting against the chair back. I want you to feel your own muscles holding you upright. Place your feet flat on the floor, about hip-width apart. Rest your hands gently on your thighs. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, imagine a string gently pulling the crown of your head up toward the ceiling. Feel your spine lengthen. This posture alone is an exercise. This is our starting position for everything we do in this level. Our first movement is the seated march. This might seem simple, but its effect is profound. Many people who feel unsteady have a slight disconnect between what their brain wants their legs to do and what their legs actually do. This exercise is all about re-establishing that strong, clear line of communication. It's like turning the key in your car's ignition before you even think about putting it in drive. We're waking up the system. We're activating the hip flexors, which are the muscles at the front of your hips responsible for lifting your knees, and we're engaging the deep core muscles that stabilize your entire torso. So, sitting tall, let's begin. Slowly and with full control, lift your right knee up toward the ceiling, just a few inches. The key here is not speed or height, but control. Can you feel your stomach muscles tightening just a little to keep you stable? That's perfect. Continue this for about 30 to 45 seconds. This simple march is the first step in training your body to lift your feet clearing when you walk, which is a critical component of fall prevention. Excellent. Our hips are now awake and our core is engaged. Now, let's turn our attention to the part of our body that makes first contact with the world. The part that sends all those crucial balance signals up to our brain, our feet and ankles. If our ankles are stiff or weak, our body has to make much larger, less efficient corrections with our hips or torso, which is what we perceive as a wobble or a lurch. This next exercise, seated heel and toe raises, is like sending your feet and ankles to the gym. From our same seated position, feet flat on the floor, let's begin with the heels. Now for the second part. Keeping your heels on the floor, lift your toes. As you do this for about 30 to 45 seconds, you are actively strengthening all of those small important muscles around the ankle joint. Think of your ankles like the sophisticated suspension system on a car, constantly adjusting to the terrain to give you a smooth, stable ride. This exercise is how we tune up that suspension. All right, let's just take a brief pause here. We have just completed Level 1. I want you to acknowledge what you've just done. If you're finding this gentle, safe, and logical approach to be helpful, I would be so incredibly grateful if you took just 1 second to tap that like button below this video. It's a small click for you, but it tells the platform that this is valuable information, and it helps get this routine in front of so many other people who might be feeling the exact same way you were. Thank you so much for that. Now, let's move forward. Having built our foundation from a seated position, it's time to respectfully reintroduce gravity into the equation. Welcome to Level 2, Supported Standing Progressions. For this entire level, our trusty balance coach, the chair, will be right there with us. I want you to stand up and move to the side of your chair, or turn it around so you can hold on to the back of it. Make sure you have a firm, light grip. We are not white-knuckling the chair. It's there for reassurance and light support, not to hold our entire body weight. Our first exercise in level 2 is, in my opinion, perhaps the single most important functional movement for maintaining independence as we age. It is the sit to stand. Think about how many times a day you do this. Getting out of bed, getting up from the dinner table, getting out of a car, getting off the toilet. It builds raw power in the biggest muscles of your body, your quadriceps at the front of your thighs, and your glutes in your backside. So let's begin by practicing it correctly. Sit down on the front edge of your chair again. Now, lean your upper body slightly forward. Engage your core and push through your heels to drive yourself up to a full standing position. I want you to reverse the motion with extreme control. Let's aim for about 8 to 10 repetitions. Each one is a deposit in your bank of strength and independence. Fantastic. We've just mastered the fundamental movement of getting up and down. We've built strength in the vertical plane. Now, let's work on preventing those unnerving side-to-side sways. The exercise to combat this is the standing side leg raise, and it targets the muscles on the outside of your hips, called the hip abductors. I like to think of these muscles as the outriggers on a canoe. They're what keep you stable and prevent you from tipping over sideways. To do this, stand tall next to your chair, holding on with one hand for support. Now, with the outside leg, I want you to slowly and with great control raise that leg directly out to the side. The key is to keep your torso perfectly upright. After about 8 to 10 repetitions on one side, you can either turn around or carefully move the chair to the other side to do the same number of reps with the other leg. You are doing wonderfully. We have now completed level 2. You have progressed from seated movements to standing, supported movements. You've worked on the power to stand up and the stability to prevent swaying. Take a moment to feel that. Feel the strength in your legs. Feel the connection. Now we approach our final stage, level 3, the unsupported balance challenges. I want to be very clear about this level. This is not a test. The goal here is to gently challenge our balance systems. Our balance coach, the chair, is still right here. It's within arm's reach at all times. That is non-negotiable. Think of this level as the confidence course. It's about discovering what you're capable of. Our first challenge is the gold standard of balance training, the single leg stance. The renowned Mayo Clinic frequently highlights this exact exercise as a fundamental tool for both testing and training balance. It's so effective because it forces all of those tiny stabilizer muscles in your foot, your ankle, your leg, and your core to fire in perfect coordination. It's the ultimate team-building exercise for your body. So let's try it. Stand next to your chair. Your hand should be hovering just above the back of the chair. Slowly, pick your other foot up off the floor, even just an inch. Your ankle might feel wobbly. That's normal. The goal isn't to hold it for a minute on day 1. The goal is to practice. You might even notice that one side feels much more stable than the other. That's also completely normal, and it's valuable information. That was a challenge of static balance, the ability to stay still. But life, as we know, is dynamic. We are almost always in motion. So for our final exercise, we are going to challenge our balance while moving. We will be doing a modified, safe version of the heel-to-toe walk. This movement is famously used as a field sobriety test for a reason. It's an incredibly difficult test of coordination and dynamic balance because it forces you to walk on a very narrow base of support. Here is how we will do it safely. Stand so the chair is to one side of you, or stand in a hallway where you can place a hand on the wall. Start by placing the heel of one foot directly on the floor, right in front of the toes of your back foot. Take 4 or 5 slow, deliberate steps forward. This exercise trains your brain to manage your center of gravity over that narrow base, which directly translates to navigating tight spaces in your home or crowded areas when you're out and about. And that's it. You have now completed all 3 levels. We started in the absolute safety of the chair, graduated to level 2, and finally in level 3, we bravely explored our capabilities. You have just given your body and your brain an incredible gift. You've invested 10 minutes in your own independence, your own safety, and your own freedom. I want you to leave here today with one core message ringing in your ears. Consistency is far more important than intensity. Doing the simple 10-minute routine 5 days a week will create more lasting change. Weave this into your life. Maybe you do it while the coffee is brewing in the morning, or during the commercial break of your favorite evening show. Make it a non-negotiable act of self-care. You are not defined by a number, by your age, or by a feeling of wobbliness. You possess the power and the tools to actively improve your balance and your confidence, starting right now. What you have learned today are not just exercises. They are victories. Each seated march, each sit to stand, each wobbly second on one leg, it is a win for your health. Now, I would genuinely love to hear from you. Which of these levels or specific exercises was the biggest aha moment for you? Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section below. Reading your stories is the best part of my day, and it helps create a wonderful community of support for everyone watching. And finally, if you found this detailed step-by-step guide valuable, and you want more in-depth content designed to help you live a stronger, healthier, more empowered life, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that little notification bell next to it. That way you won't miss out on our future videos. Thank you so much for your time and your trust today. It means the world to me. Be well, stay strong, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.